Throughout the years, there have been rivalries and heated exchanges. Some are over the moment they are broken up, some settle down over time, and some have to be intervened by outside help and counsel. So when we look back at the beef and physical altercation between Shaq and Barkley and see how bizarre it actually looks, we now have found out that it was an even more bizarre reason as to why the two have rectified their differences. At the time of their fight, Shaquille O'Neal was with the Los Angeles Lakers and Charles Barkley was playing for the Houston Rockets, and after their fight, each were suspended without pay for one game by the NBA. The National Basketball Association also fined O'Neal $10,000 for throwing a punch at Barkley and fined the Rockets star $5,000 for throwing a ball at O'Neal. Both players were ejected from the game, and at the time, it was Shaq's second ejection in 5 games. The fight broke out with 9 minutes left in the first half when Barkley drove to the basket and had his shot blocked by the Big Diesel. Quickly after the block, Barkley retrieved the ball and was subsequently shoved by O'Neal. Chuck turned and threw the ball at Shaq, and the two went after each other, rolling onto the floor before others stepped in. He did one of his Charles-like things. He just didn't want to play tonight. Obviously, he is frustrated the way his team is playing. He wasn't doing much, and his team is 0-5, Shaq said after the game. Barkley responded with, "I can't let him hit me and get away with it. My grandma would be mad at me if I let him get away with it. I had to defend myself." But before we jump in, please remember that if you've enjoyed the video thus far and can't wait to see what made Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley stop fighting, please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons and make sure to tell your friends and family about the journey we are about to embark on. Now let's dive in a bit deeper. Let's start quickly with a quick rundown of their career highlights. Charles Barkley was a forward who played 16 seasons for 3 teams. Barkley's career averages were 22.1 points, 11.7 rebounds, and 3.9 assists in 1,073 regular season games. He won 1 MVP award and was selected to play in 11 All-Star games and was elected to the Hall of Fame in 2006. As for Shaquille O'Neal, he was arguably one of the most dominant centers to have ever played the game and played 19 seasons for 6 teams. His career averages were 23.7 points, 10.9 rebounds, and 2.5 assists in 1,207 regular season games. O'Neal won 1 MVP award and was selected to play in 15 All-Star games and was elected to the Hall of Fame in 2016. So what happened after these two NBA legends fought? Their brief beef was settled off-court, all thanks to their moms. I love both Chuck and Shaq a ton. I loved them when they played, and I love them even more as announcers on TNT, but it comes as no surprise to me that their on-court beef was settled by their mothers. Why is that? That's because these two, as seen on TNT, are essentially 2 man-children. Oversized man-children, to be exact. Do you guys think Inside the NBA on TNT is the best basketball show now on cable? Let us know below down in the comments, and why. Shaq recently spoke about the fight a few weeks ago. During an interview on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, Shaq, who is now 48 years old, recalled how his mom, Lucille O'Neal, and Barkley's mom, Charcy Glenn, who were best friends at the time, forced the NBA legends to make amends after they got into a physical altercation during a Lakers vs. Rockets game more than 2 decades ago. "Me and Charles had a fight, so he hits me in the head with the ball," O'Neal told host Jimmy Fallon. "And I'm like, Charles, I respect you, but now I gotta knock you out. So I lunged with the left. I wanted him to come on the inside, but when he went on the outside, grabbed me, pulled me to the ground." Shaq continued, "It wasn't a real fight, but as soon as I get to the locker room, the Houston security guards come on my phone and says, 'Here.' I'm like, 'Who is this?' So on a 2-way was my mom and Charles Barkley's mom. Barkley's mom was a lovely, beautiful woman. She goes, 'This is Charles's mom, and your mom's on the phone too. Y'all need to stop. I already talked to Charles. He's gonna meet you in the hallway. Y'all need to stop and hug. Y'all are 2 of the greatest players in the world. We don't want y'all fighting on the court in front of the kids. Y'all stop that.' I said, 'Yes, ma'am,' not gonna be talking back. So I go in the hallway, me and Charles, we hug it out. When you're playing sports, it's like a spur-of-the-moment thing. It's never personal. Not that I hate it, but when you throw a ball at me, I gotta knock you out." Currently, both retired athletes serve as analysts on Turner Network Sports' post-game show, Inside the NBA, alongside Kenny Smith and Ernie Johnson. The show has won 9 Emmy Awards, 3 of which have gone to Barkley. In fact, on the show, the two always jab at each other, and sometimes it ends up in playful banter and wrestling. For instance, their friendship, bond, and occasional flare-up of animosity shows. It was on display about a year ago when AEW wrestler Chris Jericho joined Ernie Johnson, Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, and Shaq for some cross-promotion since AEW airs on TNT. This led to Shaq basically assaulting Barkley while trying to show off his wrestling skills. In a matter of a minute, we had Charles begging Shaq for mercy, Shaq flipping around the ring like he was on The Ultimate Warrior, Shaq dropping a dangerous and disgusting-looking elbow, Kenny Smith diving on Shaq, and Ernie Johnson whipping Smith into the ropes and then throwing him down, kind of. Looking back, during his playing days, Shaquille O'Neal was one of the most destructive and dangerous players around, so it was best to avoid messing with him, especially when he was pissed off. Needless to say that Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley are really great friends now. That incident happened over 2 decades back, and now they are close friends. As hysterical and insightful co-hosts on NBA on TNT, Shaq and Chuck not only bring their expert analysis to the table, but also humor and wit, something that sets them apart from their rival shows. It's no surprise that they have won 9 Emmy Awards so far. They have gone from being 2 of the best players to lace them up in the game to being 2 of the most engaging TV personalities. Without them, the show would not be as successful as it is now. Thank you, Shaq and Chuck.